If you're a student getting ready to finish up with school and go out to work at a power plant, a paper mill, a pipe shop, you're going to need to know the difference between a penetrated tack and a bridge tack. This video will show you the difference, and I'll also weld a root and hot pass in some stainless pipe. Let's do it. On stainless steel pipe, penetrated tacks need a purge. An easy way to do that is with a dual flow meter. Otherwise, you'll need an additional cylinder of argon. For some fittings, some applications, you can fashion a purge device where you don't have to purge out the entire pipe like this. I'm just immediately got a purge without having to tape off the ends or anything, but that's not always possible. That's where bridge tacks come in. These are penetrated tacks where you penetrate the sharp edge of the bevel, and with stainless steel, you got to have a purge, so it kind of takes time to do that. That's the benefit of bridge tacks. Bridge tacks look like this, where the weld is just bridged over the thick part of the bevel and you never penetrate the sharp part of the inside of the bevel. Bridge tacks are mainly beneficial and mainly used on stainless, but not limited to stainless. I've got around 20 CFH of argon flow to where a licked finger feels cool, and so we're ready to weld. I've got a 1/8 gap with a 1/8 filler rod, and I'm using lay wire technique, keeping just a little bit of pressure on that rod, so if it needs it, it'll take it. And I'm trying to go forward and back, not much side-to-side motion. I'm keeping a fairly tight arc, and I'm using about 94 amps. The amperage is going to depend on a lot of things. Number one being the gap, number two being the angle of the bevel, and if you have any land at all, that's going to change it. I prefer a feathered edge, no land. I'm freehanding this with a TIG finger. You could also do this walking the cup. What you want to do with walking the cup, though, is limit your side-to-side motion. Just a slight wiggle. Keep that tip of that electrode really pointed on the filler wire. You can go a good bit hotter on the hot pass, but to play it safe, I just bumped it up to 100 amps. Still using 1/8" thick wire. It's been a good many years since I've done a joint like this, so I'm not really comfortable. I don't really have my speed up. So 100 amps is doing it just fine. And it's pretty safe that I'm not going to melt through or suck back. Still, I don't want to hang around that middle too long. I'm not bouncing from side to side, but I'm also just not crawling from side to side either. I'm just pausing for, I don't know, just a moment at the toes of the weld, making sure everything wets in. I'm keeping my torch angle kicked back just a little bit, and I'm pointing upward a little bit. As long as you keep your arc length fairly tight and consistent, the torch angle can be really forgiving. I've got it leaned back quite a bit here, trying to stay out of the way of the camera. It's still working. You want to use a nice clean stainless steel wire brush on stainless steel. This is already brushed. Inside of the root shows a pretty decent purge, but I probably could have used just a little bit more flow rate and maybe let it purge just a little bit longer. If you've never done any stainless pipe before, a root and a hot pass on a stainless T-joint will kind of give you an idea on how it flows. This is from an earlier video, but I sped it up and shortened it, so there's no fluff here. The first pass, I'm at 150 amps using a 332 electrode and a 332 filler metal. Lay wire. Looks a little bit like that root on the pipe, doesn't it? In the original video, I compared this freehand technique here to walking the cup. And if you want to see that, I'll link it up right here. But this is just gliding along with a TIG finger, just like you would on the root pass of a stainless pipe. I used a number 6 cup with a gas lens for that pass. For the second pass, weaving over top of that, I switched over to a Jazzy 10 ceramic with about 20 to 25 CFH argon. The technique and the motion here is just almost identical to the hot pass on that pipe you just watched. One difference being this can handle a whole lot more heat than the pipe hot pass can, so I'm at 150 amps here. In my career, it was not nearly as common to weld structural stainless steel as it was to weld stainless pipe, but it is done. And I have done it in fab shops that I worked at where we made stands for equipment that had to be corrosion resistant. So it was, 2 and 3 inch angle iron, 1/4 inch wall thickness, 3/8 wall thickness. We made fillet welds like this all the time. And it's kind of fun. Stainless steel does love argon, and this Jazzy 10 provides a nice blanket of argon coverage. Gives you a nice shiny rainbow weld when you're done. Can't beat it. At weldmonger.com, we've got your Jazzy 10 kits. We've got 2 packs. We also sell singles if you just want to try one out or curious. We've got a full supply of tungsten and TIG filler rod. New products being added weekly. If you're looking for quality welding gear, shop weldmonger.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support.